So here I have a sine and an angle sum. So I'm going to use the angle sum formula to rewrite this. So the sine of x plus 7 pi over 6 is equal to, the sine always starts with the sine of the first angle, then switches to cosine of the second angle. Sine gets this sign right, so it's a plus next, and then it switches cosine of the first angle, sine of the second angle. Now I see the pi over 6 in there, so that means this is related to pi over 6, a special angle, so I should be able to find an exact answer for this and that. So I just want to think about that on the unit circle for a minute. 7 pi over 6. 6 pi over 6 would be over here at pi, so 7 pi over 6 is just a little further along. In this quadrant right here, both the x value and the y value are negative. So this is related to that point in the first quadrant here, which is the square root of 3 over 2, comma 1/2. Except now I have their opposites. So that point right there must be negative square root of 3 over 2, negative 1/2. So I can clean this up some more. Cosine is negative square root of 3 over 2. So I would rewrite this as negative square root of 3 over 2 times the sine of x. And then the sine is also negative, but 1/2. So I'm going to get a minus 1/2 cosine of x. So this is kind of similar to that wave shift formula I mentioned before. Here I have a wave with a shift right here. That's my phase shift, and I can rewrite that as a multiple of sine, multiple of cosine. And notice the period of all of these is the same. So that's a 1x, so the period of the original function is 2 pi. And notice that each of these inside have a 1x, so they have that same period. Let's double check that we did this right by comparing the graphs of these two, see if they match up. So Desmos, super helpful for GeoGebra. So originally I was given the sine of x plus 7 pi over 6. So there's that wave. And we should find that there's a period of 2 pi if we look at the difference between those two roots there. And now we think that's the same thing as negative square root of 3 over 2 times the, I think it was sine. Yeah, should be sine of x. And then minus 1/2 times the cosine of x. And those should sit right on top of each other. So notice the blue covers the red one. So if I turn the blue one off, the red sits perfectly underneath it. All right, so it looks like, according to Desmos, I did the right thing. We could check a couple of points. This one has a max, first positive max at 4 pi over 3, 1. That's the blue function. Turn that off. The red function should have that same max, 4 pi over 3. Max is 1.